Good morning, everybody, and happy Wednesday. Maria Di Poce, your coach and consultant, coming to you on this lovely Wednesday. Today, we are going to talk about a really cool topic that I know is relevant to you guys, which is how do we get leverage as a solo agent? Okay, we talk about building a successful real estate business, and let's say, for all intents and purposes, we have figured out how to get to doing about 25 to 35 units a year, which is a beautiful spot to be. So we are making $350,000 a year. We're good with that. We're paying our taxes. We have money set up in the right situation. We have an S corp. We're paying ourselves. We're doing all the financial stuff right. And yet, something that we're missing is leverage. And with that, we're missing what they like to call work-life balance, which honestly, it's not really a thing, but we're not going to get into that today. And so today I'm here to talk about how do we get leverage as a solo agent. In my opinion, this is a three-prong approach. You all know I'm big on the three things. The first thing that we really need to look at is simple systems. The very first thing that I'm going to ask that person is, have you hired a transaction coordinator? Now, there is a difference between a transaction coordinator and a listing manager. You might be at the point where you might want to hire both, and they actually do two different things. The TC only takes the contract once it's written to closing. The listing coordinator is going to actually input the listing on the MLS and also do all the scheduling for the photographer, the sign placement, the stager. So all that stuff that comes along with getting a listing on the market. So imagine all the leverage that you could have back in your schedule all the time. I guess I should say that you could have back in your schedule if you had a TC, a quality TC, and a quality listing manager. That's going to range anywhere from $350 to $500 per transaction. But again, that's a cost of sales. So that's not an expense that's going to be fixed on your P&L. And so that is something we definitely want to look at. So really simple systems, right? The other thing I would ask is, have you done a brain dump of what it looks like when your phone rings? There's a lot of clarity in following a process and knowing that every time something comes in, you do XYZ. Do we have email templates for the things that we send out all the time, right? We know we're going to send out a congratulations, you're under contract, attach contracts, send it to the title company, send it to the loan officer, send it to the insurance contact. And so how do we get it set up where it's a template? It's a copy and paste situation, or forward, attach, change name, and it's on its way, right, to your TC or your listing manager if it's a listing agreement. So again, email templates, I would say sales processes. Do we know where our business is coming from? If you can track it, you can scale it and you can systematize it. So if we know exactly where that business is coming from, we can make a Trello board of what happens every time business comes from this specific part of our organization or of our sphere of influence. So I know I'm throwing a lot of acronyms at you guys and a lot of things that I'm saying, well, you of course know how to do this, or you of course know how to do that. And I know that probably a lot of this is foreign to you, and that's okay. That's why you hire a coach that actually helps you set up a system to really make sure that you are wearing multiple hats, but you're wearing them in the right order. Okay, let's talk about a virtual assistant or a part-time admin. At this point, you've probably figured out that all this stuff that I'm talking about takes time that you probably don't feel like you have. When you are bringing on that hire, that virtual assistant or that part-time admin, you really have to make sure that they're qualified to do the job. You right now, as it sits, don't have time to train a new person. And the good news is you don't have to. There are plenty of admins out there. There are plenty of virtual assistants that are already doing a version of the job that you are actually asking for, where they can seamlessly step into your business and pick up some of those pieces that you're leaving behind. And some of those things may look like them handwriting the birthday cards and writing the home anniversary cards, running signs all around God's green earth, writing thank you cards, running around pop buy gifts, going out to the shopping for the pop buy gifts. Again, the list goes on and on, but these are all part of the business that we're operating. They're all part of the pieces of the job that we no longer can do because our time is now worth more hourly than paying somebody $15 to $20 to $25 an hour. Now, a lot of times I get asked, is this person the person that can also do my TC work? It depends on how many hours a week that person can come on. Me personally, if my business was at the place where I was doing 30 to 35 units a year, there's not a world that exists where I don't have an admin. When I was doing 10 to 50 million in volume in production a year, I never did not have an assistant. Now, what I didn't have that I have now is the understanding of the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book. Now that I understand how it was supposed to scale, I did have pieces of that. I just didn't have it structured exactly the way that I should have. Last but not least is the showing piece of your job, right? A showing assistant. Golly, I'm sure by now you are tired of showing houses. And there's good news. There's a lot of systems out there to help you show properties. One of those is actually called Showami, Showami. It is a showing service that you can actually, the agent sign up to be a part of and you pay to be a part of, and you can actually use it to do some of your showings. Now, keep in mind, it is not going to be the same showing product as what your clients are used to having now. So if you want to have more of a consistent showing assistant, then we need to talk about what does that look like and how do we set up a conversation or a relationship within our brokerage with maybe one of the newer agents to talk through what does that model look like when it scales. I know that there are a lot of moving pieces here, and we talked about today. And I would absolutely love to help you with this piece of it. It's becoming my specialty just by default. I think it's because my ideal avatar for the client that I'm looking to work with is somebody that is doing about 25 to 35 units a year, that is really missing the systems and the leverage in their world to really run their business like a business. And so it's by default that these conversations are happening with 90% of my clients. And then, of course, I do have clients that do less than that and clients that do more than that, but I'm just talking about the big chunk of it in the middle. I hope you're finding these videos beneficial. And if you want me to specifically talk about any one topic that you're struggling with right now, please leave it in the comments. I would love to address it, and I would love to bring knowledge and value to you. Again, if you want to book some time with me, just go to booktimewithmaria.com and we will get you on my calendar. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Please like and subscribe because I am still trying to get to 500 subscribers before the end of the year. Bye.